Experimental R&B has become a more and more popular sound, especially over the last year and a half or so. Creators like Cryptic and the 44th Floor have an amazing grasp on this sound, and it's not exactly what you'd think. So experimental R&B isn't necessarily R&B chords and soul vocals and all that stuff, but it's its own completely unique sound, and that's just the name that it was given. So today we're going to be breaking down exactly how easy it is to make samples like this, and after we cook up that sample, I'm going to throw some drums on it and show you exactly how I would approach a beat like this. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so this is the sample that I made. So while this might sound a little bit complex, there's only a couple little elements going into it. So let's break down exactly how I made this. So to start off this sample, I just browsed around some Analog Lab presets. I used this Vices bank from Vision EXE, and these are the chords that I came up with. It's really simple. So first we have a 1-3-5. And then literally all I did is I copied it over and then I moved it down 5. And that's the whole chord progression. You really don't have to get too complex with these. It's more about the rhythms and the tonality of it. After that, I grabbed the synth from Beige Sonics. And really my goal here wasn't to make it sound like crazy on its own. I just want to focus on having a couple notes, but every note is very important rather than just having a lot of stuff to fill in spaces like other types of beats. Another really big part about this type of sample is just creating a call and response. So that's kind of what we're doing here. You can hear it when both of these samples are stacked together. Next, I added this texture from I See You Nowhere. He has this kit called Ultra Print. And I didn't really do anything to this. I didn't change the pitch or anything. I just cut it off. And that adds a really nice texture. A really big thing about this type of sample is you always want to have a lot of textures going on at the same time. The textures are going to be almost just as important as the lead sounds themselves. Next, I grabbed a vocal sample from Moni. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he has a Vox and Textures pack that's pretty fire. And all I did with this is put it in the right key, and then I pitched it up 12, so before I pitched it up, it sounded like this. And that could be fire for a variation in the sample, but for now, I'm just going to keep it like that. And then last, I added this bass from Analog Lab. It's also from the Vision EXE kit. I really like this sound. And again, it's very simple. The whole thing about this type of sample is everything you put in there should be very intentional. You shouldn't be just putting stuff in there just to put it in there. When you put all of these sounds together, it sounds a little bit like this. That's fire. And then after I was done with that, I went ahead and consolidated it all into one, and I used one of my favorite plugins ever, Sound Shifter, to pitch it up 3 semitones, and then you get this. Oh my god, this sounds so fire. And all I did after that is I just stemmed it out. That's all it really takes to make a sample like this. So you've got your main layer, which is the chords. You got some kind of accents, ideally a vocal, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a vocal, just some kind of interesting lead. And then fourth, you've got a bass. And once you've got all those, as long as all the notes are intentional, you're gonna have a crazy sample that's very placeable, because you could go so many different routes for the drums and people could take it all types of ways.
What did he say?
So let's go ahead and add some drums to this. I'm gonna head into the Ultra Print kit, And by the way, all of these kits that I showed you, we actually created a bundle where you can grab all of them at the same time. There's also a free demo of the bundle as well, so you can check out some of the sounds for free. I'll link both of those in the description, but I highly recommend checking out the full version of it because there's just an insane amount of sounds. You get like over 1,200 sounds with it. If you just want the free version, that one's fire too. You could definitely make some dope stuff just with that. So I'm keeping this pretty simple to start with, and then I'm going to add some hi-hats that are a little bit more complex. Yeah, this hi-hat loop sounds fire. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, that's tough. I'm gonna boost the kick. Alright, and then I'm gonna stack the snares, because I want a snare that's a little bit tighter. Oh, that's so fire. Alright, and then I'll add an 808. So with this 808, I'm really just trying to find an interesting flow with it, because there's a lot of rhythms going on right now. But yeah, I just really like the way this sounds. That's fire. And that's really all there is to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and arrange this beat real quick. So that's the full beat done. The whole idea behind this is that you just have to have the right sounds, make sure that you have a catchy pattern, and you don't overcomplicate it. Just make everything intentional. That being said, this is what the final beat sounds like.
Stafford, wake up.
So like I said before, all 5 of the different kits that I use in this video are going to be all together in a bundle if you guys want to grab that. Otherwise, there is a free version that's going to have a handful of those sounds where you can get started today. But I highly recommend getting the bundle because there's just so much to work with in there. Other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can keep making videos like this for you. Make sure you leave a comment to let me know what you want to learn how to make next. And other than that, I'll see you next time.